Jack's mother and her lover held a wedding ceremony for Jack while Li Tian was pregnant. One late afternoon, Jack took Tian to the hospital to get the test results. Tian nervously held Jack's hand tightly. Her heart was filled with worry and hope. She thought she couldn't have children. But Jack never gave up. He went to the best doctors, secretly helped her with treatment without letting her know too much, to avoid pressure. The doctor smiled and gave them the results. Tian can still have children. It's just hormonal imbalance that reduces ovulation. But with modern medical treatment and techniques, it is possible that her mother could be completely restored. Tian could not believe her ears. She turned around with tears in her eyes. Jack gently hugged her in his warm voice. "You promised to always be with me. As long as I still hope you will not leave me alone." Jack came home that evening, bringing the test results of Tian to tell his mother. Jack's mother is sitting in the living room. "See, son looks serious." She immediately asked with concern, "What's wrong, son?" Jack slowly sat down and put the test results on the table. "Mom, this is the result of Tian. She can still have children." Jack's mother was stunned for a moment, then her eyes softened. She knew this was a great pain for Tian. It's also something that Jack always keeps in mind. "So the girl has hope." Her voice was gentle. Jack nodded, his eyes shining with determination. "I asked the doctor to use the best technique to help her. Treatment just takes time and patience. I believe that one day, you and Tian will have a complete family." Jack's mother looked at her son, her heart filled with emotion. Finally, she smiled, took my hand and led me. Her voice was deep and warm. "If you are determined, I will always support you. Tian is a good girl. Mom believes she deserves happiness." Jack squeezed his mother's hand. A warm feeling rose in his heart. "I know the road ahead may not be easy, but I will never let go of Tian." Jack's mother took the test results and read each line. Her eyes softened and she was a little moved. "She knows. My son has secretly done many things for Tian. Remember the past, when Jack was silently worried about the children of Tian. She understood that love. Son for her, not just a male-female relationship, but a deep attachment that is not easily changed." Jack's mother looked at her son. Her voice was gentle but carried a hint of reproach. "So you have been secretly helping her all this time, without telling Mom?" Jack smiled with determination in his eyes. "I just want to be sure before I say rah. Tian once thought she could not have children. That makes her very self-conscious. If there is no clear result, I don't want to give her hope and then disappoint her." Jack's mother nodded. She understood her son's personality. "I am not an easy person. Give up anything you hold dear." She sighed and put the results down on the table, her eyes looking far away. "I used to think that it is a pity for a woman who cannot have children. But later, when I saw you and Tian together, Mom realized that true happiness does not only lie in children. You chose the right person, Jack." Jack was silent when he heard his mother say that. His mother had some doubts about Tian, but now she fully recognized her. She smiled gently and continued, "But now that I know you, the baby can still have children. The mother is even happier. Not because Mom wants to have grandchildren soon, but because Mom knows this will help her feel less anxious and have more faith in the future." Jack took his mother's hand, his voice warm. "Thank you, Mom, for understanding and supporting me. Tu Chen is the one I love. Whether she can have children or not, I will not leave her either." Jack's mother looked at her son, her heart filled with pride. She knows for sure. Not the easy type, influenced by other people's words, but his steadfastness and sincerity for Tu Chen moved her. She nodded and patted her son's hand. "I believe in you. I also believe in Tu Chen. You to just rest assured and live happily. Children will have their own way." Jack smiled, feeling lighter than ever. "I know that no matter how difficult it is, just need Mom and Tu Chen by my side. I will definitely protect my happiness to the end." After all the storms, misunderstandings, and challenges, Jack finally decided to marry Tu Chen. He wants her to have a clear identity, want her to be the woman he will cherish for life. Jack doesn't want a simple wedding, but a meaningful one. He chooses everything himself, from wedding flower location to wedding rings. Tu Chen was touched, but also reminded him many times not to be too fussy. She just needs him by her side. But Jack was adamant. "You have kept me waiting too long. This wedding must be perfect." Jack's mother also supported her son in preparing. She not only cares about Tu Chen, but also want everything to be perfect for their big day. That day, the whole space was decorated with roses, white and candlelight. The wedding was held in a large garden, where you can fully feel the romance and sacredness. Tu Chen wears a pure white wedding dress, stand in front of the mirror, but still can't believe that she is about to become Jack's wife. She put her hand on her stomach. Think about the future and the good things that await. When walking up the aisle, she saw Jack standing there in a smart black suit, gentle eyes only for her. He gave his hand, hold her hand tightly, like a promise to never let go. The priest asked, "I'm sure you agree to marry Tu Chen. Wife promised to love, protect and cherish her for life." Jack looked straight into Tu Chen's eyes and spoke firmly. "I agree that I will only love her in this life." Tu Chen was moved to tears when she heard those words. The priest turned to her. "Tu Chen, do you agree to marry Jack? With him through all the hardships and happiness ahead? Or not?" She smiled, tears rolling down but full of happiness. "Yes, I agree." Jack gently placed a kiss on her lips. The whole hall resounded with applause. At the wedding party, my mother took the microphone and spoke. "From the first day I met Tu Chen, I knew she was special. Today I see you two officially become husband and wife. Mom is really happy, Jack. You must treat your wife well. Don't let the child suffer." Here, Jack smiled and hugged Tu Chen. "Mom, don't worry. I won't let her be sad for even one day." Laughter everywhere. But at this moment, Jack only looked at Tu Chen. Finally, she is his, and he will spend his whole life loving her. After the guests left, Jack picked Tu Chen up and put her on the bed. "Now I am your wife. Stop teasing me." Tu Chen blushed and punched him lightly in the chest. "Don't tease me anymore." Jack smiled gently, placing his hand on her face, eyes full of love. "Thank you for agreeing to be my wife. I will always protect you no matter what happens." Tu Chen put her arms around Jack. "Know that from here, they will walk together on the road of happiness." After the wedding, Jack took Tu Tien on their honeymoon. On a beautiful island, blue sea white sand, and cool breezes. Makes both of them feel like they are in a dream. Jack woke up early in the morning to prepare breakfast for his wife. When Tu Tien woke up, she saw him bringing food to bed. Smiled gently. "Honey, wake up and have breakfast." Tu Tien laughed and rubbed her head against his chest. "I spoil you like this. What if you become lazy later? I will kiss you lightly on the forehead. I will love you all my life." The following days they went scuba diving together. Walk on the sand. Enjoy a romantic candlelight dinner. Always holding Tu Tien, as if afraid she would disappear from him. One night, when both of them sat on the hotel balcony watching the night sea, suddenly pensive. "After the honeymoon is over, I will start planning to open a finance company. Are you ready to accompany me?" Tu Tien smiled and squeezed his hand. "Whether you succeed or fail, I will always be by your side." Jack looked at her lovingly. "Then let's start a new journey together." After returning from honeymoon, Jack started to get to work. You and Luan discuss opening a finance company together. Jack doesn't want to repeat his old company's mistakes. He wants to build a business based on transparency and credibility. Tu Tien is not only a supportive wife, but also actively helped Jack in his work. She manages the documents, schedule, and sometimes give ideas to help the company develop. One day, Mother took me to play. Seeing Tu Tien busy with work, she smiled and said, "This girl just got married, but is already worried about her husband's work." "Really?" Tu Tien smiled lightly. "I want to give Jack a hand. This is a dream anyway." Jack's mother nodded with satisfaction. She knew Jack had chosen the right person. When Jack's company started operating, old rivals do not leave him alone easily. Some forces want to prevent the spread of false rumors about him. Moreover, CEO Tone, the person who appeared by Ji-young's side, also suddenly turned back and showed special interest in Tu Tien. It seems like things are just beginning. Jack and Tu Tien finally had a perfect wedding. After many storms, they enjoyed a sweet honeymoon and together started a happy married life. Jack devoted himself to establishing a finance company, while Tu Tien always stands by her husband. Become a strong rear. But happiness never lasts forever. If there is no challenge, as Jack's company stabilized, rival forces began to target him, want to hinder the company's development. Not only that, CEO Tone unexpectedly returned, carrying the unfinished feelings for Tu Tien. Jack and the fairy can overcome new events together. Is their love strong enough to withstand all the coming storms? Happiness is here, but challenges still continue. Do you find the content good? Jack knew that if he continued to stay with Tu Tien, she will be in more danger. Who is behind these threats? Not just want to ruin his career, but also want to aim at the person he loves the most. So he decided to leave her for now, to find the enemy in the dark. But if you are not around, who will protect Tu Tien? Secretary Huang used to work for Jack's old company, but then she was fired because of the dark plots of Feet, Jack's enemy. From then on, she disappeared for a while, but now appears approaching Tu Tien with friendly appearance, but in fact contains many scary plots. When knowing for sure to leave Tu Tien, Secretary Huang tried to approach her at all costs. One afternoon, when Tu Tien was home alone, she received a call from an unknown number. "Hello, Miss Tu Tien. Long time no see." This voice made Tu Tien shiver involuntarily. "Who are you?" "I am Huang, Jack's former secretary. I have something to tell you about Jack." Tu Tien did not know that behind that invitation to meet is a trap. Luckily, before going, Jack asked a secret person to protect her. That was CEO Tone. "Even though I know that Tu Tien doesn't love me, but still cannot stand to see her in danger. You decide. Send someone to monitor every action of Secretary Huang, and warn Tu Tien and Tom." As soon as I knew the secretary had an appointment, the Golden Fairy immediately called her. "Tu Tien, don't meet her. Huang is not as simple as you think." Tu Tien was a bit surprised by everyone's attention, but when I heard his serious voice, she also began to feel uneasy. "So what does she want?" All silent for a moment, then said, "She might be plotting to harm you, or use me to force Jack to appear." Tone's words made Tu Tien fall into deep thought. If Jack wasn't with her right now, can she protect herself? To continue, "If you don't want to get into danger, let me help you. I will protect you." Tu Tien gently squeezed the phone. Even though Jack is not here, she is not alone, and she had to be more careful than ever. Tone silently followed the actions of Secretary Huang and discovers she is in league with an underground force. It seems that the target is not only Jack, but also is a bigger secret related to the corporation that Jack is trying to overthrow. Jack leaves, but the real battle is not over yet, and this time it's not just Jack. And Tone also had to get involved to protect the woman he loves. Will Secretary Huang achieve her goal? Can Jack turn back before it's too late? And does Tone really just want to protect Tu Tien? Or what else do you expect? After the warning call of the hole, Tu Tien sat silently on the chair, her heart filled with anxiety. She didn't expect that when Jack left, she became the target of those who wanted to harm him. But anyway, she couldn't let herself become Jack's weakness. That night, Tone asked people to closely monitor the movements of Secretary Huang. "I know she is not simple. Just want to meet Tu Tien to talk." And just as he predicted, immediately after being refused a meeting, Huang went to a fancy restaurant where she secretly met a middle-aged man, full of power, he designed. In the dark corner of the restaurant, Secretary Huang lit a cigarette with cold eyes. "Jack has left. Now just deal with that woman. He will have no way back." He squinted at her with a drunken look. "Are you sure? I heard CEO Tone is keeping an eye on her." Secretary Huang smiled with calculating eyes. "All men are the same. Without Jack, sooner or later Tu Tien will rely on Tone. But don't worry, I have a way to make her leave him." "How can you frown? Just spread rumors about her relationship with Tone, then sent Jack some intimate photos of the two of them. Once Jack suspects, he will push her away." Mr. Thieet laughed with delight. She was still as dangerous as ever. "The scent of a curled lip must have made me lose everything. Now it's my turn to make him lose everything." But she didn't know that the entire conversation was recorded by Tone's people. As soon as received news from subordinates, Tone immediately went to find Tu Tien. Standing in front of her door, he knocked louder than usual. Tu Tien Ra opened the door and saw Tone's serious eyes. She knew something was wrong. I have to prepare myself mentally, because from now on, there will be a lot of rumors about you. Rumor? Tone gave her the phone and showed her the picture inside. Collage photo of her and Tone standing close together. Look like they are intimate. They want Jack to misunderstand me. They want to make me his weakness. Tu Tien held the phone tightly, her heart aching. But Jack wouldn't believe these stories, would he? And looked in her eyes with a little hesitation. If it was before, I thought no. But now, he is under a lot of pressure. If they send these pictures along with some sweet words, he can waver. Tu Tien feels worried. What should she do now? Tone looked at her for a moment and then said there was only one way. I have to protect myself. I mean, seriously. I have to make the relationship clear. If necessary, I can stand up. Prove that I have nothing to do with you. But you have to be strong and don't give them a chance to attack you. Tu Tien nodded. I understand. Accept strange messages. At the same time, in a faraway place. Accept a message from an unknown number. Are you sure the fairies are still waiting for you? Attached is a photo. Tone and Tu Tien were standing talking in front of her house. From the angle, they look like they are very intimate. Jack clenched the phone, his heart sinking. Is this true or just a conspiracy? Do you have enough trust in Tu Tien to overcome this storm? Jack stared at the photo on his phone. His heart was filled with mixed emotions. I know Tone has feelings for Tu Tien, and it's not strange that the two of them appear together. But at this sensitive time, the photo was like a punch to his confidence. Jack took a deep breath. This is not the time to let emotions take over. You have to figure things out for yourself. Without hesitation, he immediately booked a flight back. While the immortals were unaware, must have decided to come back. She was busy facing another nightmare, Secretary Huang. That afternoon, when the fairy left home to go to the pregnancy checkup, a black car suddenly blocked her way. Two men in suits walked down with cold faces. The fairy invited her to come with us on a trip. Tu Tien stepped back and was wary of who you guys were. I don't know you guys, but did not react in time. One person quickly put his hand over her mouth. Pull into the car. The car sped away, leaving the road deserted. Tone was studying when he received news from his bodyguard. Mr. Tone, something happened. Miss Tu Tien was kidnapped. He stood up, his eyes darkening. What? Tone immediately called his subordinates. Request to trace her whereabouts. He knew right away that this matter was related to Secretary Huang. As soon as I set foot in the airport, accept a call from Tone. Tu Tien was kidnapped. Jack's heart fell into the abyss. It is not clear who did it, but it could be Secretary Huang. Jack did not hesitate another second. He immediately ran to Tone. Have you found her? Jack asked in a low voice, his eyes red with anger. Tone shook his head. I have asked people to check, but have not found any clues yet. Jack clenched his hands and spoke coldly. If anything happens to her, I swear I will make all those behind this have to pay. Tu Tien was taken to an abandoned warehouse. When awake, she found herself tied to a chair. In front of her was Secretary Huang. What do you want? Tu Tian's voice was close to the secretary's cold smile. I want you out of Jack's life. She's crazy. Tu Tian is angry. The scent of the mouth moved closer. If you don't leave yourself, I will make you regret it. Said then Huang raised the phone. On the screen is a fake text message, which contains the content Jack sent to another woman. Said that he never truly loved Tu Tian. Do you believe that Jack betrayed you? Tu Tian stared at the screen, her heart pounding. She is trying to divide us, but I won't believe it. Secretary Huang laughed. Then let's see if Jack comes to save her. If he doesn't show up, she will have to think again. Thanks to a clue from the bodyguard, Jack and the others find out where the ferry is being held. When they arrive, Jack almost lost control when he saw her tied up. Pale face. Not waiting for the plan, Jack rushed straight in. Threw a strong punch at one of Huang's juniors. Tone also quickly dealt with the remaining names. Secretary Huang panicked and tried to run away, but Jack stopped her in time. She thought she could get away easily, so Jack gritted his teeth. Huang was scared and stepped back, but Jack didn't give her the chance. I will hand you over to the police. This time you won't get away. Tone immediately called someone. Must have hurriedly run to the ferry to untie her. Are you okay? His voice trembled with anxiety. Tu Tian looked at him with tears in her eyes. I knew you would come. Surely hug her tight. His heart ached at the thought of what she had been through. I'm sorry, I will never leave you again. Tone standing next to. Looking at them, an indescribable feeling arose in his heart. In the end, no matter how hard you try, the person that Tu Tian chose is still Jack. But deep down, I know that as long as Tu Tian needs it, I will always be there to protect you.